What up? Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hopefully you are getting over the hump. You're getting ready to make some plans for the weekend, or you already have some awesome weekend plans. But either way, we got a good episode tonight. Before we get to it, the show is brought to you by the Mental Game Performance Coaching. Now, if you are a player, and I hear players talk about this all the time, I hear a lot of parents talking about this as well. My kid or I just can't get through game time situations like I can do practice. I'm a practice player. I get it in practice. I can hit lasers. I can do it all. But when it comes game time, there's a disconnect. If that is you, go to tmgperformancecoaching.com and sign up for a free game planning session. Mental performance coaches, if you've never had one in a sports realm, now's the time to unlock the athlete that you're meant to be. I'm telling you, go there. You won't be disappointed. Jesus One Apparel. Go to JesusOneApparel.com. IOTB20. Get 20% off your next order. Chinook seeds. Best sunflowers in the game. 9 flavors. Mild to wild. Go to your local gas station, convenience store, grocery store. Pick up the best baseball snack, softball snack, outdoor snack, just any kind of snack. Pick them up. Best sunflower seeds in the game. And finally, Old Dominic Distillery, bourbon, vodka, whiskey, gin. I mean, with those four, you can't go wrong. Go to olddominicdistillery.com and pick up the bottle that speaks to you. All right, the bills have been paid. We got to get to an awesome show. Obviously, we have a lot of United Grid League action that has passed. We got a lot to talk about, but we got a lot coming up that we're going to talk about too with tonight's guests. New York Wolves bodyweight specialist, Selena Swanger. Selena, what up?
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Of course. If I wasn't going to have you after what you did in week 2 and your first match, something's wrong. Like you
Thanks.
crushed it.
Thank you.
We'll get into all that, but first I did some digging. I try to come out of the gate talking about something other than fitness because we're going to talk a lot of fitness tonight.
Okay.
But as I dug through, I saw that you're very talented when it comes to art.
Oh, thank you.
So my question to you, when's the last time you actually sat down and did something artistic?
My birthday, which was in January. We did me and my friends did painting with a twist, so I did get to paint a little bit.
That's like that's not even fair. Like that's like you probably crushed that and your friends are just like, I just want to drink wine.
My sister's artistic too, so I think both of ours look pretty good.
Damn, that's pretty sweet. Yeah. I've done one of those, but I think it was like you pick a piece of molded clay, you put it in the oven, then you paint it.
Yep.
Well, mine was terrible. It was supposed to be a coffee cup, and it doesn't resemble much of a coffee cup at all. As a matter of fact, it's probably in the garbage. That's about as good as I can do.
I love arts and crafts.
I take that back. I can make an awesome macaroni noodle necklace, and I can make Christmas garland out of popcorn and fishing line. I'm really good at that.
There you go. That's all you need.
Clearly on an elementary level, but I'll definitely take any kind of, if you're willing to make me something custom, I'll take that. That way
Amazing.
I can claim it for myself. I made that,
Yeah.
But with you, obviously, you former Westchester University gymnast, right outside of Philly. You're CrossFit Westchester athlete. You're a thick boy ambassador. You're bodyweight specialist for the New York Wolves, and you're on vacation in Myrtle Beach. Like, how do you balance all the time? I mean, you're just doing it all.
Yeah, a lot of running around, that's for sure. This summer has been very busy with competing in CrossFit and obviously grid. Grid is my main focus this year, so doing what I can with training. I just did Metcon Rush, so that was fun. Training for that took a little bit of a back seat, but I was, expecting that, so totally okay with that. switching gears with the grid training. Obviously, CrossFit helps with grid, and grid helps with CrossFit, so it all kind of tied together okay. As far as, always being on the go, just having the support from my friends and everything. I have a cat, so she needs taken care of as well. So shout out to them. And they're helping me with her this week while I'm here. But yeah, I like being on the go. I like my moments of my downtime, but that only lasts for about a day or two, and then I'm ready to just be go, go, go.
If what do you do in downtime? Because I s- the only thing that I can think of is beach, because that's the only thing I see a lot on social media is gym, beach, gym, beach. So like outside of the beach, what do you like to do when you're not fitnessing?
I don't have a lot of time outside of fitnessing unless I'm on vacation. Um, so really my downtime is just kind of being alone in my apartment and just decompressing. And that's good enough for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, before we get talking about grid, you got some fans out there. Here's your coach. Your coach is
Lexi.
you got my man Mike Rosa. He gave us both a shout out and the Wolves
Yep,
a shout out.
Captain. Yep.
Captain Mike. Yes,
Yep,
sir.
Captain Mike.
Um, so let's get into this.
All right.
Obviously, you just don't wake up one day and go grid, or maybe you
Right.
did. I don't know. But
I did not.
when I when I think about, okay, how would Selena get into this type of like elite level status of being good at CrossFit, being good at grid? So I would have to venture to say like it's gymnastics that started this whole push to
Yeah.
fitness. When did you start gym?
Gymnastics.
Yeah.
When my mom put me in a class probably when I was 3 or 4. And that was just a really small class kind of thing, where they pull the equipment out of the closet. Um, and then I believe I did after school gymnastics in, I think it was first grade. Um, and they actually wrote a note home to my mom that they wanted me to try out level 3 gymnastics. So I was super into it. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. And my mom, I think, knew from the beginning that I was going to be in gymnastics. The story that she told me was, I think, 3 years old, maybe I'm just going to say, um, going to the playground and doing the monkey bars by myself the whole way across.
Putting all the little boys to shame out there, just
It's
can't
always the
even do
goal.
it. Yeah, definitely. Sydney's in the house. Sydney's giving us shouts out.
What up, girl?
Um, I'm kinda let me make it about me for a second because I don't
Yeah.
get this opportunity. So my daughter, she is a gymnast and
Okay.
she's a dancer. And I've talked to a lot of people, especially great athletes. I talked to Chelsea Ranieri about this.
Hmm.
We're in this situation where, like, as a dad, like, I feel awful because my daughter has to make a choice between the 2,
Okay.
and,
Yep.
like, it hurts my heart. So I just need to know, is it okay for me to feel bad that she's gonna have to choose one, which she's probably gonna choose dance. I'm pretty set on that. Do I just need to just man up and get over it? Or is it okay to be like, because I am really struggling with this. Like, I really hate that my 8-year-old has to choose between 2 things that she really loves.
Do you prefer that she does gymnastics?
I prefer her to I'm gonna I'm gonna be
Like
political
selfishly?
and say I prefer her to do what she feels like she can be the best or be her best in. And
Yeah, I mean, that's all obviously the most important thing, right?
but if I had to choose, I would choose gymnastics.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously having my background in gymnastics, there's so many, not only skills that are taught physically, but mentally. And I think it depends on the coaches too, obviously, and the support from your parents. But I think it was an overall well sport to be into, kind of form me into the person that I am today, whether that's in, my real life or my athletic life. Um, I we did a little bit of dance in gymnastics, so I can't really speak on that specifically, what dance is like. But ultimately, it's the most important thing is that she's happy. But you're allowed to have your feelings.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm still struggling with this, as you can tell. But it is okay. My wife was a professional dancer, so it just makes sense. And like, how many kids have that type of person at home or in their life where they
yeah,
don't follow at least that route? So
yeah,
I'm not
definitely.
I'm not mad at it. I'm just gonna be bitter. That's all. Just bitter.
That's okay.
And hey, Lexi says dance is just as cutthroat as gymnastic. Either is tough
Yeah,
and rewarding. I think so too. I think
yeah.
there's a
I mean,
lot to.
dance is great body awareness too, so you're gonna get that for sure, no matter what. And I see dancers flipping around, so
Yeah, I mean, there's some acro dance that she can do. So maybe there's a happy median somewhere
yeah,
in there. But we didn't come here to talk about me. We didn't come here to talk about my kids. Like, you didn't sign up for all that. Let's get into this. Okay. So I see a lot of CrossFit going on. Very, very fit. When does CrossFit start becoming part of your routine? Is it while you're doing gymnastics, or is this something that you pick up after?
so I started CrossFit my junior year of college. So my coach from back home before I was in college, she started gymnastics, or sorry, she started CrossFit while she was coaching us.
Mhm.
And it's like, that's so cool, and just kind of watched her from afar do her thing. And as I got into college, was just seeing more from her. And I was like, you know what? Like, I really want to do this. So found CrossFit Westchester. It was the very first gym I've ever gone to. That was, I believe, August of 2015, and went for my on ramp, did that. And my gymnastics coach was not too happy about it, but I made sure I was safe because we were still competing, obviously. Um, and I think my first year into CrossFit, I did stop going as we were got into our competitive season in gymnastics. Just wanted to make sure I was good and didn't get hurt and overdo it. Picked it back up in the summer after my junior year, and then I remember through my senior year, I was like, I'm just going to be careful, but I'm not going to stop because I didn't want to have to relearn all of the Olympic moves and everything. So, continue to do it through my senior year. And honestly, like, the strength that I gained through CrossFit made my gymnastics easier. And I think even to this day, I could go and throw some of those skills and they would feel easier now than they did when I was actually doing gymnastics. So,
After doing that your senior year, do you wish you would have just done that and not stopped your junior year?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough. I mean, you only know what you know, and when you drink that CrossFit Kool-Aid, like, it's powerful stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it is tough to let it go. So I'm shocked that you were able to go, all right, I'm gonna take a step back my junior year from it and I'll come
Yeah.
back to it.
I think I
But
was so new to it, so I didn't really fully like grasp, you know,
yeah.
what CrossFit was. And then as soon as I was done my last competition, my senior year, I was full force, like CrossFit, Olympic lifting, all the things, like there for 5 hours a day, which was, I guess, 2017. So, and I mean, CrossFit was very big at that point too.
Yeah.
So, I had a friend at the gym and she sent me, an Olympic lifting program. So I want to get really strong. But then I also wanted to do CrossFit. So I was just doing it all. And um, I was there like all afternoon. That's all I wanted to do.
I mean, That's the way to do it. I mean, I it's like it's fun. Like, I
Yeah.
can't it's social, it's competitive, it's making yourself better, it's challenging, it's all of those things. So, like, when people say they want to be at the gym, at a CrossFit gym or in a box all day, like, I can certainly relate to that
Yeah.
because in the summer in Tampa, Florida, where it is miserably hot
Yeah.
in a warehouse, like, yeah, as bad as the conditions were, like, I would wanna be there all day, and there were
Yep.
times where I was there all day. So,
Yeah.
I
Oh, we
feel
don't
you.
have AC in my gym, so it's hot in Pennsylvania too. I
Oh, it's
can't imagine Florida.
hot everywhere right now. It's
Yeah.
just there's no beating it. So, okay, help me connect the dots here from I got how you get into CrossFit. I got
Mhm.
now that gymnastics is over and CrossFit starts becoming your basically part of the routine every day.
Yep.
Now, how long are you doing CrossFit until you find out about grid? Or did you know about grid through this CrossFit? Because I can see how they definitely like intertwine as far as
Mhm.
the communities and the people.
Yeah, so I don't know when I first, saw anything about grid. It was definitely before now. Um, and I mean, it was a while ago. And I remember seeing it probably, I think it's probably on Instagram, um, seeing videos of these races. And I mean, I didn't really know what it was, but I saw what they were doing and I saw, some of the gymnastics stuff. And I was like, that's crazy. And just like never really thought anything of it.
Did
Um,
you did you ever go, "That's crazy, but I could do that."
Yeah, probably. Like, or I'd want to try that, or oh, like the some of the ring stuff, like oh, like the our boys team, like they do that stuff in gymnastics. Um, but never at that time did it cross my mind that I wanted to do it. It was just like that's kind of crazy, and I can do that stuff. And then that was kind of it at the time, which was a while ago. I don't even remember when.
And so you put that, you go, "Oh, that's cool. Alright, moving on,
Mhm.
continue CrossFit." Alright, so then when does this conversation about, alright, getting into grid actually become, like, on your radar?
Yeah, so Sam, who put together the team, um, I believe he dropped in at CrossFit Westchester last summer. I was
Mhm.
not there. I forget where I was. But he had mentioned to me, I think through Instagram, that he was there and he had talked to Jenny, who was one of the owners there, about grid. And I guess I don't know if he was asking her about it or if she knew anybody who would be interested. I can't remember that specifically, but I do know that she had mentioned me to him. So then he like sent me a couple links and was like, just check it out, like see what you think, whatever. And I checked it out and was like, oh yeah, like that's cool. And was kind of like, I don't know, like feeling like I had a lot going on and whatever. So that was kind of that. And then Michaela, who is on our team, she, I guess, had mentioned me again to him about bodyweight specialist. And so she had texted me and was like, hey, like, talk to Sam, whatever. And then basically at that point, Sam and I set up a call to kind of chat about it. I'm like, you know what? Okay, like, yeah, let's talk about it. Let me see what it's about and kind of go from there. And I think I was on the call with Lexi as well. And the more we talked about it, I was like, this is so cool. Like, it just made me feel like I was going to be on a team again, right? And that's where I came from with college gymnastics, and I loved being on a team. I love the team aspect. Obviously, with CrossFit individual, I do a lot of individual stuff. But with something like this, being that there is a specialty and being that I can kind of focus on the things I am really good at and be really good at them and be on a team and have the other people pick up where they're really good at, I was, it was like a no brainer. at that point. So as soon as I was done the call with Sam, it was pretty much a done deal, and that was that.
Did did you okay, so at what point do you go, "Oh, shit, I need to, like, start looking at what this is." Like, start looking on YouTube, start looking at other teams, start looking at matches and races. Is it immediate, or is it you let it simmer for a couple weeks and you go, "You know what? Maybe I should start looking into this."
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, I probably like searched it, looked like watched a match kind of thing, but didn't really look into the rules and the layout and all of that because I was like, that's like kind of confusing and I don't know. So um, kind of waited until I was put into the group chat and we kind of started talking at that point about, Lexi was sending us stuff to look over. And so I kind of waited a little bit to really dive into it. Until she was kind of sending us stuff to get familiar with it. And that's when I kind of started to really, really look into it and start to try and understand it. And, um, we talk in our group chat all the time. So there were questions being asked in there and answered. So that was helpful too.
So, here we are. You
Here
put
we
it
are.
all together, and yeah, it seemed like, though, a long it was a long buildup for the Wolves.
Yeah.
I don't remember where your signing fell into all that, but I do remember talking to Jen, and this was before there was just a team. There wasn't Sam, there wasn't Lexi, there wasn't players. It was a team and a concept and a name. And, like, it seemed like that was, like, years ago, but really it was a little over a year ago. But
Yeah.
I say that to say, like, it's almost like you guys have been waiting and waiting and waiting to finally get on the grid.
Yeah.
So, you finally get on the grid, and you tell me, like, what was that experience like? Did it meet, like, what you were picturing in your head for it to be like, or was it something totally different?
um, I think it was way cooler than maybe I like anticipated. And I mean, it was like the funnest thing I've ever done, probably. It was so cool. Really, really enjoyed it. And seeing seeing the grid on YouTube is like, oh, that's cool. There's two, lanes with quadrants and everything. But when you're actually out there, it feels, I don't know, different, but in a really good way. Maybe it feels bigger being out there than it looks on YouTube. So that was really cool. And just kind of feeling like you were like the center stage. And just being out there with your teammates that, I mean, I've been in that group chat now for almost a year at this point. So, these people are like my family now. And so being out there with them and like wanting the same thing, it was just like the coolest experience.
Well, let's dive into performance
Okay.
because I mean, I think for you guys going out there as a first year team for the first time for all of you, with the exception of maybe Lexi, who was a player, is now a coach, and Mike Rosa, who
Mhm.
was a player last year.
Yep.
Everything is new. The stage is probably bigger than what you guys could imagine, but you go out and you guys perform very well. And I'm not in, for giving participation trophies, but like when you look at the performance of the team and the performance of you, like you got to come away with that, even though you lost. Like you guys won.
Yeah. I mean, that was for us, we did it, right? Like we went out and we had our first match. We did really well. Obviously, we had some hiccups. But for us, it was we gave everything that we had and it all came together, and that is a win for us. So it was super rewarding, all of the hard work that we put in over the last almost year. Um, our first team training was in December last year. So, that really big buildup, and just putting it all out there was a win for us,
Was it
regardless.
was it difficult because you guys had time to practice certain things, and I think you might have gotten together maybe a couple times. I don't know how often you guys were able to get the full team together, or if you were able to get the full team together prior to this first match, but was there a learning curve on the fly in that first match that you did in practice, but because it was in match, it was just different?
Um, I mean, yeah, it was definitely different, but I think we had a good number of practices where either the whole team or mostly everybody was there. So we definitely like ran through scenarios of what would happen if this happened, this is going to happen, or this person's going to go in. And so I think for the most part, I'd like to say that we covered most of our bases. And, sure, there are things that came up that we weren't expecting, but the way that we trained and practiced, I think, set us up to deal with it as it came, and, kind of stay in that mindset of doing what we needed to do.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing I noticed. It was everyone's being out there for the first time, but it didn't look like you guys were out there for the first time. Like you were very poised and there was a lot of communication and there wasn't a lot of like eyes wider than the moment. Like everyone was kind of locked in and focused, and that's awesome to see, and your performance showed that. And when we get into your performance individually, want to just you may not be aware of some of this stuff, but
Okay.
let me break it down for you. All right, you had 114 total reps
Didn't know that.
for that match. That is the second most amount of reps behind one person. Who do you think the one person on your team that had more reps than you that day?
Oh boy. Um,
I'll give you a hint.
yeah, is it a
He
guy or a girl?
it's a guy, and
Okay.
he made history that day.
Oh God.
Not in a good kind of way.
Oh, was it Steve?
It was Steve. Steve. Yep. So I think he had like
No, Steve.
140 something reps that day. But
Okay.
one of the things that I looked at, you of the 9 possibilities that you could have entered into a race, you were in 7 of them. 7 of 9.
Yes,
That's a lot. That's a
that's a
huge
lot.
workload, and that's
I was
awesome.
aware of that. I was aware of that.
Oh, I'm sure you felt it. You
Yeah.
felt it. That's how you know. But I think the one big thing to take away is in that match format, you've got 4 other teams that have done, or 3 other teams and yourself. So 4 teams total that have done that match format.
Mhm.
We give out impact scores. Do you know what impact score is?
I'm gonna say no.
Oh, well, that's fine. That's I'm gonna educate you.
Yeah,
So
educate me. Learn
based
something new.
on based on the movements that you do and complete reps for, those movements have a EV score, which basically is 1 to 4 based on the complexity of that
Okay.
movement. And so your reps plus the EV score calculate into this solid number. You were the 5th highest
Mm.
in impact score for that match format. And yes, 4 other or 6 other teams have not done it, but I know what the score is, and it's pretty good. And there's not going to be many people that are going to surpass 5. There might
Well,
be a
that's pretty
couple,
cool.
but I would expect you to finish in the top 10 of the league for match format and impact scores for that race.
That's very
So
cool.
I say all that to you to ask this: does that matter? You didn't win, and I know winning is crucial,
Yeah.
but in your first match, I tell you all those things. Like, does that matter to you? Does it make you feel any type of way, or just like, whatever?
I don't think it necessarily matters. I think it's a cool statistic. I think it's cool to know those things. Um, and but other than that, I mean, no, I guess. Um, doesn't make me feel like higher up than anybody or whatever. But it's definitely cool to know. I think it's you know,
Uh, Mike says you're not allowed to feel anything. So
right.
no, I asked because I think that's something that you should be proud of. I think
Thank
that's
you.
validation of hard work and dedication to something. And I
Yes.
think it's very easy, and not so much in grid, but in life in general, I think it's very easy for people to do hard things and give up.
Hmm.
And it's clear that you are doing hard things and you're not giving up because the stats show it. So,
Thank you.
uh, a long-winded way of saying, "Hey, I'm impressed. I'm
Thank you.
impressed. You did very well."
Thank you.
Were you nervous at all?
Yeah. I was, but and if Mike's still watching, he can attest to that. And my other captain, Kara, can attest to that. They helped me out a lot leading up to it. Because we weren't until what 6:30 or something like that. So I will say I'm probably worse when it comes to CrossFit competitions, especially individual, because it's all on you, right? You're the one in control of everything. I will say after competing, um, and knowing what being on the floor feels like and having the support of your team and everything, I think going into this next match, I'll be significantly less stressed in regards to just we're competing. Um, Obviously there will be the stress of wanting to perform well and all of those things, but um it does not feel like a CrossFit competition, and I think that's what I was kind of afraid of, and so I was in my own head about that. But now that I've been out there and experienced it, I think this time around will be a little bit easier to manage.
Do you feel like you performed higher or on par or below where you thought you would perform in that match?
um I'm gonna say higher just because there were some hiccups with the toe to back uprise beforehand. Um, the rings at my gym have the chains because we have really like 18-foot ceilings. So those chains give that snap. So I was doing these uprises no problem. But we went to Mike's gym and his straps were completely different. And I was struggling. I was like, I can't even get one. So I was like, what's going on? Found a different gym in my area that had something more similar to what they were going to be like on the grid to try and practice. And it was coming together, but I was definitely very stressed that it wasn't going to go well on match day. So once we were able to touch the equipment and everything and kind of warm up, I was like, okay, like I think it's going to be okay. Um, and then, thank God they went well. Um, and I think because of my, experience in history with gymnastics, that taught me how to compete well under pressure. So I do think that is something that I handle pretty well is competing and performing under pressure. So, um, it definitely all came together for me on match day.
H Here's the way I look at it. If you can get on the beam with all eyes on you and
Oh yeah.
perform a flawless routine, then you could do just about anything, right? Let's be real.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's yeah, the most nerve-wracking thing I've probably ever done in my life is compete on the beam.
what was it like taking on the brigade? Knowing and I don't know if you guys talked about this, but the brigade's probably one of the most consistent teams in the
Yep.
league and won championships before, coming off of, a semifinal playoff appearance last season. There's talk between Mike Rosa being on the brigade last year and now on the Wolves. And, with all of that considered, like, were you what was it like taking on that team? Was it like, shit, I wish we had a different team to open with, but
Um,
whatever? Or
Not necessarily. I mean, I'm sure it was cool for Mike to for that to be his first match against, or maybe it wasn't, I don't know, but I would I would think if I was in that position be like, cool, like our first match is against, some of my buddies. For us though as a team, um we kind of looked at it as this is going to be one of our toughest matches. Not like let's get it out of the way, but if we can hold our own against them, then I think we can set ourselves up for success for the rest of the season.
No
And we just
doubt.
tried to stay in our lane, just focus
Yeah.
on what we knew what we had to do and what we could do. So,
Surprisingly, that's a lot of the answers that I get when I ask people, about the opponent. They're like,
mhm.
"Well, I kind of forget that they're even there. We stay in our lane. We just kind of run our own races, you know?"
Yeah.
And I know that's a lot of coach speak and what you probably should say, but I feel like who's on the other side of that grid matters. And I think
Oh
people
yeah,
know.
for sure. Of course it does. Yeah.
Um, and coming up, you guys have the Flight, which is brand new team, and then you have
Mhm.
a Venom team that's 1-0 right now. That's looking pretty good. Um, the difference being is that the trip for you is much closer this time. You guys get to represent New York. We're
Very
at the
excited.
American Dream Mall. It's going to be a pretty sick venue. It's going to be really, really awesome. Um, you know, is there any pressure knowing that it's so close to home that you got to go win? Is there any talk about we need to go 2-0, or is it strictly strategy, running your race, and doing what you can do individually to contribute?
Yeah, I mean, I think, of course, we talk about wanting to win in our kind of hometown, if you will. We're going to have hopefully a lot of people, parents, friends, from all of our gyms show up. So, we definitely want to show out for that. And we talk about it, but I also think there's also the side to where we just are still sticking with we practice these matches, we've tested everything, like we know what we're doing, we know what our strengths are and everything, and just kind of, sticking with that as well. But there's both sides to it, of course.
Yeah. Um, when you talk about your fans, as I like the Wolf fans. The Wolf fans are awesome, and the few that I had a chance to meet were great people, and just the environment against the brigade with the Wolf fans was really awesome. I enjoyed that, so I'm looking forward to that aspect of these next 2 matches.
Hopefully there'll be like
Um,
50 times that
oh,
those type of people.
it's they're gonna feel like they're on top of you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be good. When you look at the weekend coming up, with the Flight, let's focus on that match first.
Okay.
There What is your workload gonna look like? Is it gonna be similar to what we saw against the Brigade? Is it going to be less? Is it going to be more?
I think it's gonna be about the same, maybe a touch more as far as being in an additional race, but as far as the workload goes throughout all of those races, maybe slightly less. Just because we do have a double header, so we're trying to, use everybody that we can to our advantage to give those people, the breaks that they need and whatever to get through the weekend.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because that was gonna be something that I asked, is that how is preparing for this week's match is different than last week, given that you gotta play back to back?
Yeah. I mean, after the first match, we because we're new, we're kind of, we're going through everybody gets testing for both matches and um, then from there Lexi decides the lineup and everything. So something that we kind of did, I think, going into this was previously we would test one thing here one day and then maybe 2 days later test another thing and get through the match eventually with our testing, but this was like it's coming up, we have two. So something that I think a lot of us did was, okay, Saturday I'm going into the gym and I'm running front to back the race of what my testing is and just getting it all done in one day. And then maybe 4 days later, run through front to back of the next one and get your like initial testing in. And some of it is, especially with like the gymnastic stuff, is some similar movements or things that maybe she has times for already from other things that we've done, or whatever. But I think focusing on one and then moving on and focusing on another. And like today, for example, at the gym that I went to down here, I did 2 different pieces for both triads and rested in between and kind of just touched on both.
Gotcha. So, for yourself, you one match under your belt, you got 2 coming up. What are the expectations that you put on yourself for this next weekend?
um,
Or is
I
there
think
any like thing where you're like, this is my focus. I just want to be really good because I've been working on this one thing.
um, I don't think there's one like single thing. Since I do kind of touch in a lot of everything, I think it's just making sure that I'm prepared for all of that. And just for me, the expectation for myself is performing in every race that I am in.
So I have to ask this as because we're getting ready to wrap up here in a minute. But my daughter, she watches the matches. She cares less about me. She don't care that I'm on there. She's just like, I want to see the girls on the rings and I want to see the girls walk on their hands and do all these cool things. But she wanted me to ask you. She said, "You're having the girl with the awesome hair." She said, "How do you get your hair to stay that way the entire match and it looks like it doesn't move?"
Oh, because I had the buns up
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
A lot of hair ties. Um, pull them real tight.
Mhm.
Hairspray. I think I used a lot of hairspray and glitter, of course.
That was my answer. I was like, probably a lot of hairspray because during dance season, we go through a
Yeah.
ton of crap for
I
your
did the
hair.
same in gymnastics. You can ask my mom. She's a hairdresser, so
Oh, there you go. She provides you with some concepts, and if you need
yep.
some help, she's got you covered. I mean, your hair's because of that, like, there's almost pressure from your mom. She's like, "You can't go out there looking ratty now. Come
Yeah.
on."
I'm getting
So,
my blonde done this weekend so that it's fresh
all
next
right,
weekend.
go ahead, Selena, get it. Get it now. All right, how do you walk away? Last question before I let you get out of here. How do you walk away next weekend with 2 wins? What do you gotta do? What's the team gotta do?
Oh boy. What do we have to do to win?
Yeah. I know, it's easy, it's easy. It's just
Um, I think with the mentality that we all have and the drive and the desire to win, like we're all on the same page. Like we're all locked in with each other. Like I said, we talk in our group chat every day. We're very, very close. We all have the same aspirations with this. So I think holding on to that and trusting our training and trusting our abilities, I think we'll be golden.
yeah, just do what you do every day.
Yeah,
You don't have to do
that's all there is
you don't
to
have to
it.
be special, just go out there and take care of your job. That's it.
Yep, we know what we got to do.
Easy enough, right? Easy enough. Well, Selena, before you bounce, anything you wanna plug or promote?
Thick boy bathing suits coming out
There you go.
tomorrow.
That's what I saw. That's why I gave you a chance. I saw that you posted something,
Yep,
about it. So there you go.
there'll be a
Uh,
video posted tonight and more to come tomorrow.
teaser tonight and the full line tomorrow. Well,
Exactly.
Selena, enjoy it. I appreciate your time, and I look
Absolutely.
forward
Thank you
to
so much.
I look forward to chatting with you at the American Dream Mall. You got the flight on the 8th and then the Venom on the 9th. You're going to close things out at home. So best of luck. If there's anything you need from me, reach out.
Will do.
Absolutely. That's Selena Swanger, everybody. If you like hearing Selena's story or you just like hearing Average Joe's talk X's and O's, please like, share the podcast on Facebook. Head over to YouTube, like, subscribe, notifications. That way you're first to know when new content is dropped. And we will be back probably maybe this weekend with something special. If not this weekend, next week to do a preview of all of the matches in Jersey for August 8th and 9th, week 3 of the United Grid League action. It's all going to be awesome. American Dream Mall, YouTube, check it out. See y'all next week. As always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grid and grind all the time. We're out.